Well, hello and welcome people of the internet to some Lightless World. This is a bullet heaven roguelike where we are going to get to play the bad guys. We were playing some Eldritch Horror, I believe they're fallen god characters, and defeat the pesky humans. This is a breath of fresh air, man. I want more games where we get to play the villains. Villains have some of the coolest designs, and yes, I like to play bad guys. So there are two characters that are available. There's like this Lich Vexoth style character, looking a bit like the Witch King of Agmar here with that little helmet. Super cool, and of course the flowy robe. And then we have Ker'Beroth, which is just like a big old bruiser. So you basically have to create a character kind of like you would in an MMO or like a Diablo style action RPG, which is a little different. Usually in these types of games, you just have a character that's unlocked and you go ahead and you do all their progression. So I don't know if there's necessarily any reason to have multiple characters. I'm a little bit nervous about this design because I guarantee you there is a non-zero amount of players who will accidentally hit this delete button, delete their character, and be super upset. So that's a little bit of an odd choice there. Mostly because I haven't fully delved into the game yet. We're going to experience this together for the first time. I played for a whole 36 seconds. I was like, you know what? We're just going to figure this out together. We're going to play for the first time and see what the game is all about. So there is not local multiplayer, but multiplayer with your friends on your Steam account. It's not, you can't browse for friends to play with, but let's go ahead and go into single player. There's only one map available, the lava map, and let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's see. So like I said, I know the first 36 seconds. So we have a mini map here. We have a repairing machine, which looks like we just have to sit in there. Looks like there is no auto aim. So we're going to be aiming here. Let's see. So we're doing our whirlwind attack. So whirlwind, deliver a spinning attack that deals 50 damage in 650 units, while unhinged, create 2 lesser whirlwinds that move around you. I don't know what unhinged is. Wait, can we alt to toggle advanced view? Unhinged. That doesn't show anything. Instead, it just minimized my screen, so that was fun. Why are you attacking this? Defend the machine. Oh, crap. Okay, let's defend it. Wait. Oh, we leveled up. Okay. So, now I do know about this. So, there's a bit of an augmentation system to some of your skills that you do have to upgrade and basically use meta progression currency to get. We already have some for Whirlwind. The game kind of already gives those to you. So we could do this. So while moving, Whirlwind gradually gains up to 20% more cooldown recovery. So that could be beneficial. We also have crit damage with attack skills, 13 damage with physical skills. So is there anything that says, oh, okay, attack physical area, perfect. We have ability modifiers. I still wish that it would tell me what unhinged is, because is there anything here? Oh, wait, here we go. Violently breaks your chains, enhancing your abilities. Unhinge lasts for 3 seconds per rage bar. Oh, the skill is literally called Unhinge. Okay, easy enough. While active, your rage is drained and you gain Unhinge. While inactive, you regain 2 rage per 1 health lost when hit. Unhinge. Gain 20% damage reduction, 20% more cooldown recovery, and 2% damage leech with all skills. Lasts 3 seconds per rage bar when activated. Okay. Where are my rage bars? Rage bars are right over here. Okay, perfect. So let's go ahead and take the enhanced whirlwind while moving, get more recovery. And let's go ahead and take care of these pesky humans. Get out of here, you stupid farmers. Don't attack my machine. I don't even know what this thing is, but I'm defending it. Main objectives. We have to eliminate something. It went away. This is purple. Oh, it's epic. I was going to say it's purple, so I'm probably going to take it. Cooldown recovery, but we lose move speed. I'm going to be honest, our move speed is, we're walking through mud right now, so we might as well just walk through thicker mud. There's no real difference there between mud or thicker mud. So there's our dash. We dashed. That's about all there is. So we do have a barrier and we have health. Okay, so there's a slight difference there. Looks like we need to pick up these souls. I think souls is part of meta progression, so we need to pick that up. So we have a catapult now. Map events. Well, it said we completed that, so I think we might be able to leave. We're level 4 here, so we're picking up a new ability. So we can take multi-strike, execute a repeated piercing attack with your chains that hits all enemies in a line, dealing 20 damage. Effect repeats 5 times. While unhinged, the piercing chains are split into 3. Or hurl an orb of magma that moves towards the enemy. The orb of magma explodes on impact, leaving a magma vortex. Spawns a pool of splattered blood on the ground for 10 seconds that deals 20 damage per second to enemies and applies blood bond to allied characters. While unhinged, the blood pool expand over time for each enemy inside. What is blood bond? again. So kind of so there's a lot of highlighted words, and I'm hitting Alt, which is supposed to be like the advanced view. But so I do like that the enhanced augmented is on there, so we can see that that's affected. But like, we have these keywords here, but I don't know what Blood Bond does. So I wish that these keywords, there was a way that it would tell me what that is. I think I'm just going to take the multi-strike here. That seems like the best thing for us to do. It's also attack physical area, so anything that we might get that, you know, works on both works on those keywords will probably work both there. Now, we've defended the siege machine, so I'm guessing that means we can leave it and it's fine. So I'm assuming that this is maybe an elite. No? Okay, I guess he just has more health. I guess he's just level 2. We have to eliminate invasion lieutenants and commanders. Okay, I'm hoping that there's some kind of indication of what they are. So we have some, looks like towers over here maybe, and some question marks. I'm not sure what these are, but I guess we'll figure it out along the way. Looks like we might have gotten a buff. You have lesser singularity. You have 25% chance to deal triple damage with non-debuff skills. Okay. And then, what is this? Am I defend? Oh, I just picked it up. This is when you kill an enemy, 25% chance to trigger corpse detonation. This is quite difficult to read and play at the same time. Not gonna lie. Enemies that die explode, reflecting 25% of damage. Yep. We got there. We figured it out. They're just buffs. We took a whole bunch of damage there because I'm trying to read and play at the same time. Plus 50% health, damage with physical skills. I don't know if this is going to heal me right off the bat, but I think I'm just going to take damage with physical skills. Hopefully that kills things faster while I'm reading. Okay. Walking around in mud is not very good when we're going against projectiles. That is for certain. I guess the question should be, do I have... Oh, I have to aim this? Man, I wish there was auto-aim. Critical strike damage with multi-strike. 8% chance to block skills. Movement speed. Gross. I mean, block spell, yeah, let's take a little bit of block. I feel like having the... What is up with this effect? Why is it just, like, all of a sudden out? Okay, I need some healing. How can I heal? Is there anything that heals me? Like, does this heal? No? Okay, I guess not. Yeah, I feel like I'm in mud right now. Now, obviously, I did lose a bunch of health. Let's go ahead and actually, let's unhinge here. Get some lifesteal going. Yeah, there is a very weird effect on these multi-strikes. They're just kind of, like, sticking out and not really doing anything. Demonic Rage. Burst in flames in 15% of your max health as damage to enemies. Has innate 5% leech, which we like. Summon slithering fire change from the ground that knock enemies, implying knock up to them and deal 40 damage. So again, like, what is knock up? Like, I want to know what these keywords are. Demonic Rage triggers once again when you come unhinged, and again when the rage bars get depleted. Yeah, so let's take Demonic Rage. I feel like things with leech are going to be beneficial here. A lieutenant has arrived. Okay, so the game clearly tells you when lieutenants arrive. That's a good thing. But I think we're super dead here. Let's go ahead and unhinge. Let's try and get some leech going. Not all too much, though. How much dash do I have? Okay, so I do have a dash meter. Level up. Whirlwind now has 100% chance to apply Lacerate. Again, I don't know what Lacerate is. 10% damage, 12% chance to block. I mean, I can't afford the movement speed. Let's just reroll these, see what we can find. Damage leached as health, but we lose some area of effect. Yeah, I will definitely take that. Okay, let's go ahead and focus down some of these mages. I gotta take care of these guys. Come on here, buddy. Come on here, buddy. We're slowly building our health back up. Very slowly. Everything is happening very slowly. Okay, we got another level up. Let's see. Area of effect. Ooh, movement. Oh, movement speed. Let's go. Okay, now this is feeling a little bit better. Now we're walking through, like, sand. Nice. Lieutenant down. Fantastic. Okay, now with all these little guys, we just got to gain back all of our health. As soon as I feel... Okay, wow, we just dodged that. Okay. Engulf yourself in flames and apply taunt. Enemies within 500 units, restoring 2% of your health for each taunted enemy. Triggers once you become unhinged and restores 5%. Okay, that could be pretty good. I mean, enemies are already coming at us, right? So, I'm assuming that taunt... I mean, is taunt really going to do anything? I mean, it's going to heal us, so there's that. But I don't know how taunt is any different from the game, how the game is actually just naturally playing. Okay, I'm just going to get in here with a whirlwind. Oh my god, our health. We are doing very well now. Actually, probably because our whirlwind triggers a couple times here. Ooh, 3% leashed as health, but we lose some area of effect. I think I'm okay with that. Although, damage with multi-strike... Yeah, no, we're just going to take this corrupted leech enhancement. Just make sure we can keep ourselves healthy. And then once we can keep ourselves healthy, then we can focus on damage. Yeah, let's get in here with some unhinge. I think we can also... Can I open up the menu? Okay, that's kind of weird that I can't open up the menu right now. Cooldown recovery, area of effect. Let's take the... yeah, we can take the... Although, we have whirlwind. Should I really be decreasing my area of effect? I don't know. Let's go ahead and turn up the sound a bit. Okay, let's see what kind of towers we got down here. Looks like we might have, like, a buff tower. I think that's buff tower. It is buff tower. Okay. So ultimately, let's see. So we're running down time. We need the lieutenants to come, and then we need the commander to come. So we're kind of just waiting. Ah, lieutenant has arrived. Perfect. Let's take care of you, so that way I don't just... Yeah, that way I don't just, like, randomly run into you in the middle of damage. That guy who's doing the AoE. Oh, buddy. Okay, time dilation. Creates a wall force of energy for 3 seconds that slows down the enemy projectiles pass through. I don't typically like these wall effects. I actually don't like either of these. Let's re-roll. Is this all we're going to get at this point? Oh, right. We have Carnage. It applies Blood Bond. Man, I wish I knew what that was. I think I'm still going to take the Carnage, though. I feel like that's just going to look cool, if anything. Although, maybe that's not the best because I'm taking a bunch of these, like, negative AoE abilities. Yeah, like, look at our Whirlwind. It's so pitiful. We have a pitiful Whirlwind. Okay, let's make our way over to this other question mark here and see... Harvest Souls. Okay, well, yeah, let's kill things over here. It looks like it is also decreasing the range of, like, our multi-strike, too, so it's not just AoE abilities. Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? Okay, thank you. Why do I keep getting stuck? Is somebody... Wait, is somebody gripping me? Like, what is happening? I'm not sure why I can't move. Oh, maybe it's these bombs that are going off? Maybe they're like sticky bombs. In which case, I probably need to focus on taking care of these enemies. Keep spreading out here. Just kind of keep focusing on these ranged units. Let's go ahead and unhinge here. Unfortunately, got to get out of there for a second. Rebuild some health. Take care of you guys. Yeah, we got this AoE shaman type deal character. Let's get that out of here. Roland has 20% more area effect. Yeah, let's definitely grab that. I need more area. Right now, I got to get too close to enemies to actually hit them. Come on, take out the lieutenant. Yeah, so I'm seeing the chains from Bloodbond. I'm not sure what it's doing. The question is, can I hover over this and see? Bloodbond. Oh, gain 5%, 0.5% leech with all skills. Okay. I don't want to lose more area of effect, even though this is pretty good. Chance to deal criticals. Whirlwind now is 100% to apply laceration. Cooldown recovery. Yeah, let's get the cooldown recovery. Okay, and I'm going to try and build up my unhinge here because I can see that there's a giant wave of enemies coming at me, and I'm going to definitely want to pop that into this giant group. And somebody here, probably this guy, is casting crazy fireballs, so let's get you right out of here. We want none of that. Okay, let's see. 30% barrier. Oh, right. That would give me this barrier. Damage with duration skills, so that only affects carnage. Let's go ahead and re-roll this. Skill duration, chance to block +1 armor or pickup radius. How does armor scale? Armor protects your character. Armor is flat reduction to the hit taken. Yeah, so probably not that strong, I'm guessing. Let's go ahead and re-roll again. We only have 2 critical damage hits. Let's go with the lacerate. Why not? Again, don't really know what lacerate is, so let's take a look here. Can I see lacerate? Take 15% more damage from physical skills. Okay, so that's going to be slightly beneficial. So there are tooltips that show what the different like modifiers do. I just don't know why they don't have them. Like, why can't I see them when I pick the ability? Why do I only get to see what they are after I've taken it? That's a little odd to me. That's a little strange. Movement speed, health, and critical damage. Yep, let's take that. Makes a lot of sense when we have a lot of recovery. Oh, wait, I should be killing things over here. I don't think I've finished this off yet. Yeah. This is almost done. I don't know why I'm not fighting over here. Actually, I do, because I'm not thinking. Because I'm not thinking, that's why. For all you commenters who are like, why is he not finishing off the fountain? I did. Gain souls multiplied. Oh. Okay, now I'm stuck again. I think that was it. I think that was everything. What is this? I don't know what that was. Maybe it was a free level up? +4 armor. +13 skill duration with scale. Leeched as health with spell skills. That seems kind of good. Get some more leech. I like the fact that all the lieutenants are different, though. That's actually quite nice, as opposed to just needing to, you know, fight the same enemy over and over again. Let's re-roll this. I don't want to lose my area. Cooldown recovery, chance to block spells. Again, I'm going to take a little bit more defense. Some of these hits are doing some big damage. Like that. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, so we survived for 11 minutes. Wow, only basically a third of a level. Okay, that doesn't seem like a lot of experience, but okay, I'll live with it. I don't know how many levels there are, so like if there's 2 levels, then obviously it's fine. Yeah, so we defeated 2 bosses, reached 19. Okay, let's return to the lobby here. So first impressions of what's going on. The effects of all the spells are really cool. I would like to be able to see my character. It's very dark, and we're looking at gray on gray. So I get that this is supposed to be a game about bad guys, but bad guys don't necessarily need to be in the dark 100% of the time. So let's take a look at character here. So we have a bunch of souls. So basically what we can do here is kind of like Whirlwind. If we take a look at augmentations, so we already have all 3 of these. And you can see that we can upgrade them for a better boost. But we can also, for example, if we liked the Demonic Rage skill, we could look there and get cleanse all debuffs on you and your allies. Applies weaken and taunt. So what is taunt? Compelled to attack a certain... Oh, duh. Okay. It's there's multiplayer. That's why there's taunt. Okay. Now that makes sense. Reflects 100% of the damage taken the last 2 seconds. Demonic Rage has 20% more area effect. So there's some cool upgrades there that we could end up doing. We also have talents. Now, I haven't reached level 2, so this is where you can specialize, which is kind of cool. I don't know how this system works necessarily, but I mean, in general, I like specializations, so that'll kind of be a cool thing. Let's go ahead and check out Vexoth and see what we can do here. And back into the same map here. All right, so it looks like all the not the objectives, but like the different towers on the map. Oh, so we have like a laser here. Can I pause it? Okay, good. I can pause this and read. So our ultimate, black hole. Summon a powerful black hole that lasts for 4.5 seconds. The orb continuously pulls enemies towards the center, applying slow, which reduces movement speed. Deals 22.5 damage per second that scales with duration. Okay, cooldown can only be reduced from black hole's specific modifiers. Okay, void beam. Form a continuous beam of dark energy for 3 seconds that deals 50 damage per second. And then we have just blink again, same thing. Okay, so much less health, so we definitely need to stay away from enemies. And then what do we have here? Do I need to attack it? Oh, I need to attack it. Okay. Please get away from me. How big of a range? Oh, that range is very small. Yikes. Deal 10% more damage, take less 10% less damage. Okay. Level up. What do we get? Cooldown recovery with area skills. I guess this counts as an area skill? Yeah, it does. Expand Void Beam. 40% more duration. Affected enemies progressively take more damage from Void Beam up to double. I mean, we have 2 legendaries here. I feel like I should take one of these. Probably just more area of effect. Especially if it affects this. Yeah, let's just go for the bigger area of effect. I'm not sure if this is going to make it longer. But they do say that size matters, so, you know, maybe we go with that. The duration definitely needs to be extended. We're not attacking all that often, but once we get to level 4, we'll have a second attack, and then hopefully that will be beneficial. I'm also noticing, so on my health bar, you can see that it's showing me how much wait, I'm gaining barrier? How am I gaining barrier? I must have something that's giving me barrier gain? Or, oh, barrier must just recover over time, maybe? Although, did it recover on our other character? I don't remember that happening. Maybe it was. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to it. I do wish that the color on our health... So... One thing that in terms of polish, that you want to look for in games is consistency. So I understand why our health bar is green, because the enemy health bars are red. But if that's the case, I think that this health bar should also be green. So that way players... Because again, you kind of have to... Not everybody is going to have played a video game before. And that's like the lowest common denominator. But... You just want to make things as clear as possible. So while, yes, health is sometimes red and health is sometimes green, I feel like if your health bar above the character is going to be green, so that way it doesn't conflict with the enemy's health bars being red, this should also be green. And then same thing for the barrier. When we actually look at the character, there's 2 different color greens. There's like a weird, like, this kind of effect green that is indicating the barrier, but the barrier down here is blue. So they should basically be the same thing, is what I'm saying. So that way the player can correctly identify. Obviously, we correctly identified it, but more easily be able to identify the two as being connected, as opposed to right now where you kind of have to make that implication yourself. Now, that being said, we could take way more damage with spell skills. We lose 15% health, which honestly isn't that much health given that our health is 250. So yeah, we're just going to take that. We're just going to take more damage. But ultimately, you know, it's little things like that where it just takes a game from one level to another. You know, just things that it's just consistency. Just be consistent. Summon a powerful projectile that deals 40 damage on impact. Skill fires 1 projectile. Manifest a projectile infused with dark magic. Enemies hit by the projectile suffer from root and dark shackles debuff. Fires 1 projectile. Summon a slow-moving orb of destructive chaotic force that passes through enemies blind slow and dealing 50 damage on impact. Let's see. So we already have spell frontal area. So let's take a look at this and see what we can combine. So what do we have for area? The only area we have is the chaos orb. So I feel like that might be the best way to go, because we're already taking things that increase area. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's go Chaos Orb. Yeah, I will say the effects and all the like spells in this game are very pretty. I think what this game has going for it right now is that it does look really good, except for the fact it's just way too dark. Is there a... Let me actually see here on graphics. Yeah, there's no, like, brightness setting. Gameplay, maybe? No. Yeah, it's just... it's very dark. It's a lot of... The characters are kind of muted colors on gray. There's obviously a little bit of a highlight around our character, but it's... I feel like it should... While you may want to go for a dark aesthetic, there are ways to do dark aesthetics and not make them actually dark so that the player can't see anything. Oh, yeah. Now we got a big old black hole. Now we got a big old black hole. Expand Void Beam. Yeah, I feel like this is a good time to take that. Wow, we got some levels up very fast. 10% chance to do critical, pickup radius, or damage leeches health, plus 10 area of effect. I'm going to take this. We obviously want the area of effect. We get a little bit of leech there, although we haven't dropped health. We're still sitting here with our barrier active, so that's pretty positive. Is this one of those... Oh, I was going to say, is this one of those things where I need to be defeating enemies in that area? Because if it is, I'm wasting a lot of time here. So at this point, I know we're waiting for a lieutenant. I think another kind of good addition could be have a timer. Like, show the player, maybe under the timer up at the top, show the player when the next thing is going to happen. So that way we can kind of prepare for it. I'm assuming they probably drop, like, maybe it's every... I don't know, maybe... Well, we didn't get to minute 12, so I was going to say maybe it's every 4 minutes. But I don't know. I'm assuming there's a set time. Time Dilation Wall is the only thing that has area. We also have Cosmic Chain. Conjure a powerful homing projectile that chains 8 times to enemies dealing 20 damage on impact. Cosmic Chain is unaffected by Pierce and Fork. Increase the reductions to projectiles are applied to chain times 3. Okay, we're still going to take it. That can clear out some AoE enemies. All right, suck them all in. Lieutenant's arrived. Where are we at? We're at 3. He spawned at 344. That's an odd time. I wonder if it has more to do with how many enemies you defeat. Oh, and we also have to destroy the obelisk. Oh, no, I already did that. I don't even know when I did that. Cooldown recovery and crit damage. I think I'm okay with that, because where's my crit? Crit chance? We're only at 5%. Yeah, I don't care about that. Does more damage to enemies further away up to 30% more. Oh, so apparently they're scaling on damage with how far away they are? Did it say that anywhere? Yeah, it doesn't imply that, so that's a little bit weird. More damage to enemies further away up to 30% more. So it's not increasing the area? Okay, well, we're taking the cooldown recovery, most definitely. What does this do? Let's sit in it for a minute, see what it does. Probably a buff. Yeah, there's a buff here. Haste, okay. Well, that was a pretty easy boss fight. This character is definitely better at taking things, killing things at a range. So I think maybe, wait, we're recovering health too? Does the character, do all characters recover health? Am I missing something? I must have taken a buff. Oh, yeah, I did take a buff that gives leech, right? Didn't I? I thought maybe I have something that has leech on it. We are recovering barrier. Okay, so I must have just missed it on the other character recovering barrier. Additional projectiles with spell skills. That seems like it would be very good. We are going to take that. That ult is also very good at taking care of enemies, especially with this the Chaos Orb. Although it's kind of more of a Chaos Disc. Okay, so here's the Magma Orb. It does have area. And skill fires a projectile, so I'm assuming it should fire another projectile. From Root and Dark Shackles debuff. Let's go... Are all of these void? These are all void. Okay, so let's take the Dark Shackles. Although, I'm not seeing an additional Chaos Orb. And it was highlighted. So maybe just the effect is highlighted, but it's not actually shooting a projectile. Maybe because this says specifically fire one projectile, this doesn't say that. This says specifically chain in red. So maybe because it doesn't have the red text, it's not affected by that. Maybe that's the case. Don't really care about slowing armor. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Let's go ahead and reroll. Having 10 rerolls is super nice. Damage over time skills, 25% damage. That's probably pretty good. It's only really on our main attack, but I think that's fine. Especially when we use it in conjunction with the with our ultimate, with our black hole, and we can just like focus a giant just group of enemies. Yeah, like right here, we can just literally fire it off into this group and just melt them. Okay, let's see. There's like nothing over here. There's no towers, there's no objectives or anything. We're just kind of going to wait it out until we get our black hole, and then, yeah, now we're just going to melt them. Maybe melting is a bit of a hyperbole there, but, you know, we did quite a bit of damage. Deal critical with attack skills. Well, we only have one of those. Additional change with Dark Shackles, crit damage. I think we can re-roll these. 66% damage with frontal skills, but we lose move speed. Dude, we already move through mud. I can't take the move speed decrease. Do we even have a percentage move speed here? I don't see it. Or maybe it's over here somewhere. Ah, movement speed, 550. Well, that doesn't tell me anything. It should just be out of 100%. Area effect with frontal skills, change to block attacks. Yeah, I can't take the move speed. It's already bugging me how slow we move. Cooldown reduction with duration skills, damage with duration skills. Yep, we like that a lot. Okay, we got the Tiki Bombs. Don't want to be messing with those. Nice. Second lieutenant down. We're having a very different experience between... Wait, is that a free level? Yeah, okay. So the yellow is definitely a free level here. Summon a powerful projectile that deals 40 damage on impact. Skills fire 1 projectile. And we already have the upgrade, I think, to get an additional one. Yeah, this seems not good. This seems not good. So we're going to take the Orb of Devastation. And hopefully, all these people, we're going to unite. I totally messed up there, but I was going for... We're going to unite these peoples in our nation. And then we're going to denounce the evils. Truth and love. Did I mess that up? It's weird when you don't say it, like, the way it's supposed to be said. Let's see here. Just go for more damage. Or do we go for cooldown? Now let's go for damage. To pronounce the E. Why can't I say it all of a sudden? Probably because I haven't heard it in years. What is beeping at me? What is that noise? It's like... Bah, bah. Is that the music? Is that the soundtrack? Void Beam deals more... Oh my god, that effect. Okay, well, if you have epilepsy, look away from that. Good lord. Leech applies slow, deals more damage to enemies further away. Let's just... I'm sick of seeing this. let's just take it. I think it's just the soundtrack. Just going... Bah, 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 bah. No, that's got to be an ability of something. There's no way that that's in the soundtrack. No one would listen to that and being like, yeah, this off-time beep should definitely be in the music. All right, suck him. Holy moly, that was a big hit. Lieutenant has arrived. Welcome, Lieutenant. You come to party? I'm a party boy. That was weird. Let's never do that again. All right, one additional chain, 80% chance to crit. Unfortunately, we only have one thing that chains. We're looking for projectiles. Additional forks with dark shackles. What is dark shackles? Take 16 damage per second for 2 seconds. And apparently it can fork? I don't know. This is legendary, but I don't feel like it's that good. I mean, it gives some additional chance to crit, so I guess there's that. Okay, sure. I'll take it for the crit chance. I don't think the chain is really worth it for a legendary. But maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong a time or two before. I don't really want to lose the projectiles. Let's go ahead and reroll these. 20% to deal criticals with frontal skills. How is this not frontal? It is frontal. So why is it not highlighting that? Okay, well, I'm still going to take it regardless. 20% crit on 2 skills is still very good. Okay, Lieutenant number 3 down and full health, getting more barrier as we speak. I suppose we can head over here to the other question marks. And then let's just round them up. Come on, boys. We're going... Wait. Whoa. Nope, I can't go that way. All right, we're black holing it up. Get them dead. God, there's... Damage comes in hard, man. Damage comes in real hard. I think we're in a place where I'm stuck. I think I have to kind of go up and around is what's going on here. While there is a mini-map, it's not really showing me where walls are. I mean, there's clearly walls, right? I can see the dark lines, but I was kind of stuck there. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I can see. It's a bit of a cul-de-sac type thing going on there. Okay, I'm very... Oh, nope. Don't like this. Don't like this one bit. Okay, that's super annoying. God, we had a good run there, and then you just throw me into, like, oh, man, that's so obnoxious. That's so very obnoxious. Okay, well, we lost the invasion here. It was going well until we just had a random thing put up a wall around us. I guess that's a learning experience for you. Yeah, so those are the 2 runs we're going to be doing here of the Lightless World. So, moving forward, talking about it. The game itself... I think, so I saw this game, I think I saw some early builds back a couple, maybe weeks ago, maybe a month or 2 ago, and it was far less engaging than this. There wasn't a whole lot to do. It was just kind of like, it was almost like a tech demo, right? It was just kind of basically leveling up, killing enemies, and that was really it. There wasn't a lot to do on the map. Now, that being said, they did add some more onto the map, as far as from what I remember. Right. That being said, it still just doesn't feel like there's a whole lot to do. A lot of the things we were going towards were just pick it up one, like a buff that you can pick up once. There wasn't a lot of like, you know, they weren't respawning. Like if the upgrades were respawning, I think that's a little bit different, but there wasn't a whole lot of I don't know. It's hard to explain. It just didn't feel like there was enough going on. I think a lot of it has to do with game speed too. I said it a couple times. It just feels like we were walking through mud. And I get it with the first character. I took a lot of like negative movement speed buffs, so I'm not even talking about that character. I know that most of that was my fault, although in the beginning, it still kind of felt like we were going through mud. But this character also just felt like it was moving so slowly. Everything just felt like it was turned down to like 50% of the game speed that it should be at. Or I should say like feel comfortable at. It just... Everything felt a little bit too sluggish in terms of feel. And I'm guessing that it might be hard to get that without actually playing it. I don't know. Let me know if it came across that way in the video itself, other than me talking about it, right? But yeah, obviously we have our lieutenant waves, which I think is a you know, decent idea. I would like to see some kind of counter to kind of have the player understand how much time they're waiting, because it's like waiting. It's one of those things. So, okay, here's a good example. If you're getting if you're getting food delivered, and the delivery is going to take 10 minutes. There's 2 ways you can go about it. Either not knowing when the delivery is going to happen, but assuming it's going to be around the 10-minute mark, or you can get a little map and have a little indicator of the guy driving, and you know, like, oh, it's going to be exactly 10 minutes because I know how far away he is. I would rather have the latter, just because then you have a better understanding of how much time you have until that delivery. And that's kind of the same case here, where I feel like I was just kind of waiting and waiting and nothing was really happening. It was just like wave after wave of humans, and I didn't really have a goal. Like, the goal is obviously the objectives that you're seeing, but there's nothing to kind of give you that forward momentum to feel like you're progressing, other than the timer at the very top of the screen, which is just counting up how long you survived. But I kind of want a timer to that next boss fight, so I know, like, okay, this is my next goal. Then the lieutenant dies. Okay, now I need to survive another 3 minutes. That's my next goal. Other than that, it's just kind of like, okay, well, I'm fighting humans, I'm leveling up, and time's going by, but I don't know how long I need to wait. Maybe it's 20 minutes, maybe it's 30 seconds, I don't know. So something like that I think would be very beneficial. while not overall affecting gameplay, I think just overall affecting mindset, which I think is a very important thing when it comes to game design, is making your player feel like they're constantly progressing. And that was something that I just didn't feel like I had while I was playing. Again, tied to the fact that it felt a little bit sluggish, just made it feel like the game was just progressing slower than I would like it to. As far as the spells themselves, really like the effects of all the spells. I think they all look really great. I think that's one thing that the game, as long as the brightness gets turned up, and I'm not talking literally just turn up the brightness, but I think there needs to be a little bit, maybe like just a little bit more like contrasting, not even colors, but just making it a little bit easier to see what's going on. There are definitely ways that you can make a dark aesthetic brighter without just turning down the exposure to almost nothing and having it be a little bit muddy. It was a little bit better with the second character. I definitely noticed it more with the first character, that it was a little bit tough to see. There was also like, I don't know, some kind of like maybe blur effect. It seemed to only be happening on like the bottom half of his body. I noticed almost like there was a depth of field effect that was overlapping with his body. Maybe I'm crazy there, but I feel like I noticed that on the very beginning of that run. But yeah, some visual clarity things could definitely be improved there, I think. But the spells themselves and the overall graphic style, I will say, is a very big positive for this game. You know, there's not, bullet heavens in general tend to be, you know, the more 2D style and more pixel art based. So it's nice to go ahead and get some like 3D art, this really cool like eldritch horror. You could probably improve it even more. Just add more, like, I think you could add more like red aura lights. A lot of it was really like that gray aesthetic. Because like if you look here just on the main menu, we have a lot of like this candle light, I think, up here. Like you can clearly see there's a light source somewhere around here doing something for the light. You got this fire going off. You could have had like fire, you know, like it's a desecrated battlefield and there's fire still from the fight. I don't remember seeing a lot of those, but we have a lot of like this glowing red effect, all these runes that are highlighted. A lot of that stuff could be added into the environment to give it a little bit more intrigue, and you could use that as practical lights, so that way you're getting a little bit more of that ambient light and justify making the environment a little bit brighter. So you can do stuff like that. But overall, I do think the game actually does look really good, so they got that going for them. I would like to talk about the meta progression, but I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to do so, just because it seems like you're going to need a kind of a lot of time playing to actually go ahead and get that meta progression going. It does seem like the progression is more on the slow side, at least from first impressions. Obviously, I've only done 2 runs, so it's kind of hard to say concretely how quickly the progression works, but based on those 2 runs we had and only getting about quarter to a third of a level, obviously getting more on the first character because we lasted longer, and I guess that's something that I'm not sure exactly how you would fix, but I feel like there should be some kind of warning that a giant wall is going to surround you and not let you leave while you're being chased by a giant group of enemies. That was a little bit surprising, and because of how much damage they did, a really unfortunate end to the run. It was kind of one of those things where, because I didn't know it was going to happen, like there are certain things that you can do with traps to let the player know in advance without telling them that there's going to be a trap. I think when I mentioned that, there is so if you guys are familiar with Josh Strife Hayes, he talks a little bit about this in his God of War Was It Any Good video, where, okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of flashback here. If you've played the original God of War, not the God of War that came out on PS4, but the literal first God of War game, this is an infamous part of the game, so you may have, you know, experienced this yourself. But throughout the Temple of Pandora, there are a lot of traps, but none of the traps really feel like they're surprise traps. Every trap kind of has some kind of way of telling you that, hey, a trap might show up at some time around here. However, there is a part of the temple where there's a giant like spinning disc, and on that spinning disc, the ceiling starts to come down and slowly like start to crush you, and you have to defeat enemies in a certain amount of time. while you're on that disc, before it actually starts coming down, there are rooms around the area of that circle where there's no, as far as I remember, or no, so there's a door that you have to lift up, and inside is a chest. So you lift up the door, go grab a chest, and all of a sudden, if you're not fast enough, boom, spikes come up and kill you. And there's nothing to indicate that there are spikes there. It just kind of feels it feels like a trap that is kind of a cheap trap, and that was something that he talked about in the video, and it just came up as I was talking about this trap, where there was no real warning, at least from my perspective, that I was going to be trapped in this small circle with a bunch of enemies there. I feel like, so in a game that we just recently played, Survivors of Dawn, there are these types of effects where you have to stay in a circle and, you know, there's an indicator growing. Once it grows to full circle size, something happens. But there's an indicator on all these things. It either says armory, or it says how much coins you're going to get, or it says, you know, it says question marks, but after what you learn that it means event. There's salvage. It literally says like kill X amount of enemies, kind of like like in this game where we had the tower that said, you know, collect these souls. That one where it just had the walls pop up had no indication that that was going to happen. At least, again, my first encounter with that, I didn't see anything that was going to happen, and everything up until this point has just been buffs. So I figured it was going to be another buff. So to my surprise, when I open that up and I get surrounded by a giant wall, I feel like I was cheated in some way. So there should definitely be some kind of notification that like, hey, this might not be a good one to get. Like some kind of indication, and maybe that indication was just the color was red. But if that's the case, you know, maybe there should be more of a warning there or something like that, because otherwise you leave the player feeling just cheated. And ultimately, you don't necessarily want the player to feel cheated when they die. You want the player to go, yeah, that was my bad. Like, for example, with my run here, you know, just getting hit. Like, we were slow. I wasn't dodging well enough. I died. That's my fault. In this case, being trapped in a small area where I can't get out and there's a million enemies in there, I'm gonna get hit. I can't kill things fast enough, and ultimately that's what ended me. So yeah, that's my thoughts there. But other than that, is there anything else to really talk about? I mean, that's a lot of just rambling and about my first impressions, but what do you guys think of the Lightless World? Let me know down below in the comments sections, and if you had a good time, you had some fun, you enjoyed what you saw, would you kindly smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more roguelike action. But for me, today, that's going to do it, guys. I have been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.